So let's jump right into part two here. As I was saying, he's a marketer. Okay, marketers are different from networkers. This is part two. If you haven't seen part one, go there first, because otherwise, if you're starting right here, it's not going to make sense. Peter Lamb is a marketer. He's not a networker, not a network marketer. There's a difference. You and I, as network marketers, must understand that there is a difference. I like to tell people that networkers think about relationships. That's what networkers care about. Networkers understand that relationships matter. Marketers only think about numbers. So when you hear a trainer getting up telling you to go through the numbers, go through the numbers, go through the numbers, that's a marketer. Okay? Whereas a network marketer will tell you build relationships, build relationships, build relationships. See, if you build relationships, everything else takes care of itself. There's a book you need to read called The Greatest Networker in the World. If you're working with top networkers group, one of the things that we talk about all the time is that you have to follow what we teach. We can't take responsibility for anyone that comes and picks and chooses what they like, and then they decide that our system doesn't work, that what we're teaching is invalid. That's BS, to be honest with you. What happens so often is people pick and choose because, like I said, we have a lot of takers in our industry. We don't have a lot of givers. So there aren't too many people that align themselves with the team and think about how they're going to give their time and they're going to give their talents to that team. They aren't thinking about that. They're thinking, I got to do this for me. I'm looking out for me. It's all about me. And again, this is a shift that happens. If you come into our industry as an employee or even as a self employed business owner, unfortunately, your mentality is already warped. Okay, you're already coming in with a mentality that you have to work on. And that's why we talk about personal growth and development. It means growing out of certain mindsets, growing into other mindsets. So if you're a leader, you have to grow into a leadership mindset, especially if you are not a leader in network marketing and you don't know network marketing, you don't understand it, then you have to learn it. So when I recommend a book like The Greatest Networker in the World, that's not just to be talking. That's me telling you, if you really want to work with me, read that book. Because then when I'm talking to you about building relationships, it's not sounding foreign and you're understanding why that's important, right? Because this is who is able to build that long term business. That's who can walk away from a company, go do something else, and still have money coming from what they built. Okay? See, I'm going to be totally honest with you. This Peter Lamb guy, I'm going to just put it out there. He's an idiot. If you have 575 people underneath you in a business, the last thing you want to do is disrupt that. That's the last thing you want to do. Instead, you should encourage that entire downline to upgrade. Let them know, hey, this thing is going well for me. If you're in my team and you're below me, unfortunately, I'm not getting paid on that. However, what I'm excited about is that means I have leaders underneath me who are making money. And all of us together are making some awesome income. You guys make sure you renew, and that should have been it from Peter. Then Peter should go to his frontline leaders from Craze BTC and say, hey, I'm working this side opportunity called BTC whatever. Here's my link. We've done well in this first opportunity. Let's slowly move the team to this next opportunity. Again, that's respecting relationships. That's coming to your front line and recognizing that they have built something and seeking to maintain it together. See, again, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't had a strong enough team yet. I've worked with, unfortunately, a lot of takers, a lot of people who have come through my system, unfortunately, again, and sometimes fortunately because I had some things to learn as well. But they didn't come and want to build a team together. Many of them wanted to come and be themselves and brand themselves, and you know, that's just there's so much coming at you guys. There's so many people telling you that that's the right thing to do. And I understand that you might think that that's it because it seems like that's what makes sense. But I'm telling you guys, that's not working. If you really look around, all the people who try to brand themselves after a year or two, they're burnt out because people discover, wait a minute, who are you? You're a fraud. You don't really have anything to teach me. You're just repeating what's on every other channel. Again, look through our channel. If you haven't done so already, you're going to find stuff here that you're not finding on other network marketing related channels, because again, we're teaching you, we're giving you stuff. And to go back to what I was talking about in part one, I'm actually what's known as a disagreeable giver, which means I have a sort of a personality to where I'll say things that you might not want to hear. I have that personality. And yet, the input I'm giving you guys is valuable. You know, the kind of input that I'm giving you is going to help you. It's going to help you down the road. You know, look, people might not want to see this. They might be like, you know what, he shouldn't put the guy out on blast like that. But no, I should, because I want you to learn the right way to do business. Now, when I was talking to my upline about how this guy even got our information in the first place, there was something that was going on there that some people may not be aware of. He was able to sort of look through the downline. I'm going to show you guys something really quickly if I can. Oh, I might have to change that now. We'll see. Let's see here. If I can get in here. Give me a second. Alright. I'm going to go to our referrals just really quickly here. Alright, I'm just going to take this referral here just briefly. Okay. So one of the things that I'm showing you here, this is just a this is an old account. I don't even know if any of these facts. In fact, I'm pretty sure none of these people are actually active right now. But what you're looking at here is the referral of a referral. So the first page was my referrals, my long list, and the next is their referrals. In fact, I'll do something funny for you guys. You ready? Who's that? Okay, just so you guys know I'm not making stuff up. So let's just talk about it. So this is what this gentleman did while he was working with the one MLM system. And what you see here is something that I decided we need to make sure is that if I'm an upline, I don't need to see anything more than a username and maybe check out their registration page just to see if they've actually finished, their whole process. Because their registration page won't work if they haven't finished their process. Okay, as you guys can see. Those registration pages all seem to be working there. If you want to go promoting, okay. So those are the only links that I decided that an upline needs. Okay, because we have to protect against the unethical business people, right? So if a gentleman signs up for this opportunity to work with Top Networkers Group, we're going to direct you to our system. Our system has different funnels or different opportunities in them. We're telling you to go from our free level, build your team, start making money on the free level, use that money to invest in the $10 level. Okay? Get to $10 a month. Now, again, many of you listening can afford to start there right now, but we still want you to do the free stuff first, then move to the 10, then move to the 50. Okay? And we want you to build your teams. So at the $10 level, you should build an organization that's making you about $100 a month, so that now you can take $50 from what you're making and start investing in a third income stream. Right? Now you continue to build with the same team, right? And then you go from there into to basically continue to help your team get to where you are. That's how you really do network marketing. It's about you understanding that you have to develop, grow, and maintain something so you can walk away, because you want to be able to walk away and know you've got 5 leaders who are capable of keeping everything running. Okay? Now again, I'm just being honest with you. I believe network marketers are more intelligent than marketers. I believe it's easier, it takes less brain power to just spam, to just go through numbers, to just steal downlines. That doesn't require too much intelligence, right? You can just, you know, skate by and spend money and throw money at the problem. But the problem here, the real problem here, is you're ruining relationships. Those cats who I walked away from to start Top Networkers Group, I never want to work with them again. In fact, I'll be honest, I found out one of the gentlemen was aligned with an opportunity that I was, excited about, and I lost some of my excitement about the opportunity. Right? Just because that gentleman is involved, and I'm telling you guys, if that's happening to me, imagine how many other people in this industry who have been taken advantage of, who have literally had their downline stolen from them, who have had people just truly use them as a number rather than a person. Imagine how they feel. Now, what often bothers me is when people confuse me with those other people. Just the other day, I had to put somebody on blast because they had some misinformation about me, and I put them out there, and I said, you know what? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this is the kind of stuff that we have to come together on. We have to look out for one another. We have to, I just wrote something about the other day about how edification is missing. We have to remember that it's important for us in network marketing to lift one another up, especially those of us who are leaders, right? Because there are people who are following and people who don't really understand things, and they're still learning. And so again, if we do things right, I believe others will start to do things right as well, especially if we're getting results for doing things right. Which again brings me back to the Adam Gant TED Talk, where he was mentioning that the givers of society end up at both ends of the spectrum. They are both the people who are doing the best in a business, and they are also the ones doing the worst. Because again, they spend so much time helping others, they don't help themselves. They spend so much time giving, and no one rewards them for giving. They end up getting burned out from all the giving. They quit, they move on to something else, or they go look for someone who will appreciate what they're giving. Okay? Go look that up. Go watch that study. It's an awesome example of what we're all looking to do as we build network marketing organizations. It just dawned on me, like, I really need to focus on finding givers and finding people who have giver mentality. Even if they may be disagreeable, as long as they're giving and contributing, that's the main thing. And what you just saw on the screen that I showed you is, and I'll just be upfront here, we fell out because he felt like he couldn't contribute programs to the system, and he was about the fourth or fifth person to join my team, call themselves a leader, and get mad because I wouldn't just drop programs into the system. Something that we're having, this is like, it has been an ongoing problem since we started the One MLM system, is a lot of companies have gone out of business. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Unless you're doing the coding and unless you're doing the programming, I don't think you should be coming into my team suggesting what I needed to add and what work I need to do. Again, that's the problem in our industry right now today. People don't know their roles. If you're joining my team, you need to follow me, not the other way around. And look, I'm gonna be honest. There are some people that hear me say that, and they're like, "Who does this guy think he is?" Well, I'll tell you who I am. I'm the CEO and founder of Top Networkers Group. If you don't respect that, you don't need to be on my team. That's who I am. And I'm the man with the vision and the plan, and the one that's here to help you make money. And if you want to make money, you have to do what I'm telling you to do, because I know it's going to work for you. Don't you want that? Okay. So don't come in and tell me what I need to do. Instead, you need to come in and produce. And this is a conversation I've had with so many people, but ego gets in the way, and they say, well, I'm going to go do my own thing. And that's fine, right? Because they were just taken anyway. They weren't here to give. They weren't here to grow Top Networkers Group. And this is what I'm saying. We have built into our system a way for you to be able to contribute, if that's really and truly what you say you want to do. You want to contribute. You want to give up ideas, that we can all use. In fact, I'm not sure where I moved it to, but we have a ranking chart. Long story short, though, you guys, if you really want to be able to do that, then you got to produce. You have to bring something to the table. If you're producing, if you're actually showing that you're part of the team, then we can add other programs and we can do these things because now I know I'm working with a real partner that's in it for the long term versus someone who's in it for a company or two. Okay? Now, I don't mean to get too far off track. I'm just trying to bring a point home to you guys so you can understand that there's so many things that I understand about this industry that I have a system that's set up a certain way. Nobody else has a system like mine, and it's going to work for you if you work it. But you have to follow. You have to follow, and that's going to be hard for so many of you today in today's industry. It's just unfortunate that people don't come into this stuff already understanding how important it is to leave your ego at the door and to understand that you can learn some stuff here, and together we can create an industry that rivals corporate America. But we can't do that with people like Peter Lamb and so many cats who've come through my system already who are only thinking about themselves, right? This is a challenge that we have in our industry. So, as I spend enough time here, just sort of showing you how terrible this email is and giving you examples. There are plenty of people in our business like that now. I don't think Rob has ever stolen folks' downlines. And as I told people in my email, dude was always a hard worker, right? Um, okay. But it's just the idea that there are people who come in, they don't appreciate what's been created for them, they don't use what's been created for them, and then they go off and say this stuff doesn't work. When really what's going on is people aren't learning network marketing. They're learning from people like Peter Lamb and so many others who tell them so many conflicting ideas, and they think those ideas work. They think those are better ideas. In fact, that's sort of what we find is you have people in our industry who either they can sponsor, right? Either they really are good at sponsoring because they're spending money on ads, and that's really not sponsoring. That's just advertising. That's just marketing, right? And then you have people that really understand this industry, people who can build relationships and who can really sponsor. See, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I really wanted to sponsor people into an opportunity, it's work. I would need to be willing to contact at least 100 people with a question. All right. Now there are other things I've done over the years. I've built lists, and so sometimes I can just send an email out to my list of people who are already waiting for information from me. But again, I approached those people in the past. I've done things in the past to move them to my list. But if I really want to get some folks in, I know I have to directly approach at least 100 people and get them moving now. I can't do an email. You know what I'm saying? I have to get on it now if that's what I want to do. I can't just post ads up, right? This stuff is not duplicatable. Because let's say I have a budget that allows me to advertise to sponsor. Does that mean the people who join me will also have a advertising budget? No, no. In network marketing, it's not about what works because folks will tell you, well, this works, advertising works, it works. It's not about what works. In network marketing, it's about what's duplicatable. So listen, there's a bunch of stuff I could tell you now. I really just wanted to put Peter Lamb on blast. And let you guys know if you're working with Peter Lamb, you don't want to do it because eventually he's going to steal your downline or he's going to attempt to steal your downline. Luckily, my Craze BTC group it wasn't that fastly growing yet. I had a guy who was about to bring a huge team in, but the system had a glitch the other night as they were adding an additional program and updating their database, and he just so happened to catch that. And so luckily, those people weren't in the system when this email went out, or they would be hot. And this would be an issue. You know what I'm saying? It would be an issue for my leaders. And this is what keeps happening in our industry if we don't clean it up. So here's what I'm saying, you guys. I'm looking for people that want to work with me in Top Networkers Group who want to actually clean the industry up. Okay? This is what we are going to do together. We're going to build Top Networkers Group, not your brand, not your little thing that you think that you're, and I don't mean to poo poo on it, but it's kind of like this. You're coming to me right now. You're either on my list, you're on my channel, you're looking at my system, and I don't mean to sound like these me, I leaders. Please listen. But unless you have all this stuff already, then there's no reason for me to follow you. Instead, you should follow me so that we together can do something. See? Together we can do something. Again, even I know I can't do this by myself. But I can't do it with a bunch of takers either. I can't do it with a bunch of people who are going to eventually turn around and backstab the rest of the team. Because that would hurt the team as well. We've had a couple of folks like that. They joined the team. In fact, we used to have our MLM live offices going. One of the reasons that we kind of cut those out is we had people on the team who would come into the office and start talking about stuff that had nothing to do with the team, right? And so these are things that we need leaders. We need groups of leaders. We need people who know what they're doing so that together we can be disagreeable. It's okay if folks don't always like or agree with us. It's fine. What matters are our motives. We're here to give back and to help grow the industry and grow better people within the industry who operate with ethics and morals. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the inside.